Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is still about locks, and I will be talking about what to do before you start your locks. So this video is for you if you are considering locking your hair. Quite frankly, the decision to lock one's hair is almost like a permanent or semi-permanent decision, and it's not what you just wake up one day and just say I want to do. Thoughts and a lot of asking of questions up and down must have gone. And before I locked mine, I had to even go on YouTube and listened and watched a lot of videos. But for the sake of simplicity and those who do not have all that luxury of time, I will try and compress what I have noticed and what I think you should know on the basics, before you lock your hair. So hang on. So the first thing I would like you to know, and this is a very, very genuine video, is that locks is expensive. Now, not just locks, good locks is expensive. Whenever I tell a client or a prospective client how much it will cost me, and I'm doing that even because I'm just starting out, to make your hair, to lock your hair, they're like, and in my mind I'm like, let me not tell you how much I made mine, And if you have not seen that video of my transitioning from one lock to another, please go and check out in my YouTube, in the playlist, because I don't know if I even specified the amount, but my initial locks, the locks I started with before I loosened it and did this, was way cheaper, though still on the expensive side. So then it was 12,000 naira. Let me be very, very open in this video. In naira now, it was 12,500. So before I even found this 12,500 on, which I later loosened, I contacted a loctician whose card I got from a salon, and he told me 50,000. When I heard 50, I say, hey, which kind? I beg, let me look for cheap ones, So I just went to our street market, on this road, and pointing one person to another person, I later got to meet up with the lady, and she told me 12,500. And in that 12,500, she was going to come to lock my hair 3 times, 1 week interval. After the first one, the second one after 1 week, the third time after 1 week, and everything in that 12,500. Me that I've heard 50k, I jumped at this one. Right now, if someone hears that I will even lock your hair for 12k, they will say, hey, what happened? They are thinking 2.5. I don't know. But guys, locks are expensive. Good locks is really expensive. And if you want to enjoy it, especially because it's almost like a permanent journey, the grid lines are what will be there. That is what you will style your hair with. If they do it wrongly, then you have to be fixed with it, or you're losing it and start afresh. I paid my 12.5, but I later still paid more than that 50,000 naira to make the second one. So my second hair was about, this one starting, it was 60,000 naira, and definitely I did it with a professional, international professional person, who later became my trainer. And I truly did not regret learning and even locking my hair with her, because at least right now, whoever it is that is re-locking my hair still follows the same grid lines after almost 2 years. So please, I really needed to stay on this one so that you will make up your mind. It's better to save towards it and do something good. It's one thing I'm also learning generally. Don't just settle for cheap things. Do it and do it well. If you cannot afford it now, save 5k every month. Just save towards it and get your hair done. Now, I'm not saying that we at Surgery Locs make locks at that amount. Depends now on the size, the type, and we're going to get to that. So please, before you start, just know that locks is expensive. So secondly, find a good loctician. Don't just settle for a roadside loctician, except they are certified. You know that they understand hair textures, hair types, different types of locks, and they are not the ones that will use foam to scrub your hair like this. I've heard a lot of stuff. So the next thing, which is one of the reasons why I even decided to also, start this path, at least to make it affordable, at least good luck. I don't know how. Maybe in another video I would, or if you check out my Instagram page, you'll see my why for starting this Locs path. So the next thing is, please do your research. I would always advise, please enter Google, enter YouTube, do your research. So if you're watching this video now, it's a good thing, because you want to start locking your hair, you want to considering it for someone, please send this video to them, let them watch it, so that they will start to prepare their minds for what they want. And before I even started the first locks that I losing, I had watched quite a number of videos, but I don't know, I did not just open my mouth to complain that this is not what I want, and it costed me. So please do your research to determine what you want to do, which leads me to the next point. Now, to keep it really simple, I'll be dividing this into type of locks, the grid lines, and then the size. So there are different types of locks, and they are started in different ways. There are different grid lines, grid patterns that locks are cut into, and there are different sizes. So starting with types, there are different types of locks. We have the natural locks that like it just grows and there's no manipulation to it. You just leave your hair and it keeps growing and growing. You see that regularly on some guys and maybe some children, but that is that. There is also the I don't, they call that freeform locks, and then there's the one that you manipulate, like this our own now. So for this our own, it is made in different ways. The first one I'll be talking about is interlocking. I will be talking about that first because that is the one I started with. So it is used with a crochet pin, and or a crochet pin or a lock retightening pin, Locs pin, and your hair is taken inside from the base upwards until it comes out. So for so that it will be very clear, this is a crochet pin, and my hair has just been freshly retightened, so I'll try as much as possible to show you what interlocking looks like. So your hair, if you want to start, they start this, they cut the hair and your hair is loosened, so they just twist or braid the tip a little so that there'll be something, and then the crochet pin is taken through the base of your hair, gently pulled to the end of the knot, and then the pin is taken inside, locked in, and then your hair is pulled back out. So this is interlocking, and they do it this way, this other way, this other way, this other way. That's called 4-point rotation. And then there's a 2-point rotation where you just go this way and this way. That is simpler, this way, but it is not taken in one place. So if someone is interlocking your hair and they are doing it just one direction, pulling, the way I just fixed it in and pulled it out, and they are only doing it in one place, please run away. Tell them to stop and just go because I don't know how else you will explain to them. They should take it this way, take it the other way, take it this way, so that there will be no loop in the middle of your hair. I hope that was very explanatory. So that is interlocking method. So they keep doing that until it gets to the root of your hair and they can't pass again. Please take note, it must not be tight. That's one major misconception about locks. It must not be so tight that everything is painful. They say locks is painful. In fact, I should add that to the misconceptions. Locks is not painful. It is because it is too tight. That is why it is painful, especially interlocking. So there is twist, and twisting is just the normal, you're twisting your hair, the normal 2-strand twist. And they're just, let's say this is the free form, your free hair, and you're just twisting it from the base upwards. And then when it gets upwards, they use the crochet pin to tack the base so that it will be firm. And that is another way of starting the locks. So I've talked about interlocking, I've talked about twist. There is the 3-strand twist or the 3-strand braid, And that one is like doing Bob Marley to start your locks. So sorry, let me unravel this. Yeah, so this one basically is like you're using your trees, you're just braiding your hair to start. And that is, that. So they part your hair in different partitions, and then you just do as if you're just doing one with three, what do we call that, braiding your hair normally, and then they now interlock the base so that it will be firm. So that is the third method. And the fourth method is using the comb. So they call it comb rolls. A minute, please. So a very small comb like this is used. I can't do that on my hair because it is tight. And then they put it at the base and then twist the hair, to the last until it comes out, and then they leave it. That's comb coils, right? They cut another section, use the comb, put the gel, use the comb to twist until it comes out, and then they pin it down so that it stays, and then you stay. So those ones you cannot pour water on the hair until it has formed, and then you go for retightening until it is good. So your loctician will tell you what to do if you're starting with that. That one is usually good when you're starting and your hair is not so long. Then another type, which is the last one I'll be talking about, okay, I'll talk about two more, is the palm roll. So instead of using the comb, the hand is used to to keep rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling until your hair forms. So that's also a way they retighten lock or start locks. And then the last one is the permanent locks. They use the crochet. There is this it looks like a knitting pin, that pin, and they use it. You just put the person, you part the hair, the particular hair you want to lock, and then fix the pin and start to do it, check until you get to the tip, like that. So that is that. Now, as I'm saying, I'll be putting pictures of the final looks of these types of locks so that you will know which one. So it's good for you to actually know all of this so that you would know what you want, project how do I want my locks to look like. Personally, I wanted my locks to be very tiny, not so tiny, but in such a size that even if I want to braid on it, it will still enter, and if I want to leave it, it will not look too small, something like that. And that's what I'm getting. Now, grid. For grid, the grid has to do with the lines, right, of the hair. So not many locticians know that this is also important and has different types. I would advise that you also check so many videos on YouTube to know specific types of grid so that you know what you want. And there are different shapes, right? There is the box shape. Mine is box. There is a triangle shape, there is the circular shape where they just cut it in circles and stuff like that. So you know what you want the base of your hair to look like in order to choose which grid to do, right? And lastly is size. I wanted a tiny one, like I said, so I went for this. There are some that are tinier than this. That is sister locks. In fact, I did not finish telling you the type of locks, so let's go back to types. I said there's freeform locks, there is dreadlocks. The dreadlocks is quite large, not as big as the freeform locks though, but it's still large. There is the micro locks. My own hair is a typical example of micro locks, and there are still different sizes in micro locks. There are some micro locks that are bigger than this, and there are some that are smaller. And then there is one very small type which is called the sister locks. So there are different types here. This information is everywhere, and there are so many. You need to really, really, really look through it. It could be overwhelming a little bit, but finally you will just narrow it down to what you want and how you want it. And then I've talked about the size. Now, one thing you really, really need to know before I end this video is that your hair is different from that hair on Instagram, or your colleague's hair, or even my hair that you are looking at and you're wowing. Your hair texture is different. So if you lock your hair and it does not come out like the hair you showed your loctician, quite frankly, especially if it's a good loctician, you would not blame the loctician for your hair not coming out like that. You should know, or I would like you to know, that first of all, the size of your hair, the texture of your hair is different from that person's hair you're looking up to. Secondly, the length of time the person has kept that hair is different from yours. Mine is 2 years. If I show you my hair, I'll show you a picture of how my hair was when I started. Imagine if I wanted this, and I got that, and I'm like, no, this is not what I wanted. Or I saw that picture, at the way my hair looks as a new locks, and I'm like, yes, that's what I want. And now after almost 2 years, this is how it's looking, and I'm like, oh, this is not what I wanted. So there are different things that happen to your hair. There are different things that happen to your hair. So these are the different things that you would want to consider before you start your hair. Please check out for my video. Hi, someone just wake up. Hey, my baby. You awake? Yeah, awake. Yeah. That's good. Mama, you baby. Your sister is sleeping? Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. You want to go and check her? Yeah. Yeah, check her. Don't wake her up. So these are a few things to consider when you want to start your hair. Please do watch out for my another video, what to expect when you just lock your hair. Truly, when you just lock your hair, what to expect. Thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. Pardon the fact that it is quite long and I still cut it short. I didn't want it to take longer than this. Thank you so much, and see you in my next video. Bye.